Good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you rested well. Y'all slept so good last night. Oh my gosh. I slept so good. You ever have a good sleep? I had good sleep last night. Let me tell you. It was incredible. Anyone who knows me knows I ain't never missed a nap. It's just what it is. I don't miss naps. I don't miss sleep. For me, sleep is imperative to feeling like my best self. So I'm like, good morning, guys. Good morning, Ashay. Good morning, Willie. Good morning, Maria. Hey, Sean. Pisces Life, welcome. We are live on all the things this morning. Hi, TikTok. Hi, YouTube, IG, Facebook. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Tanisha. Good morning, Mama V. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you rested well. I mean, it's 9:34, so it's not early in the morning. Some of you may be at work just getting started. If you can hear me clearly, if there's no interference with my stream, can you put a 1 in the chat for me? I just want to make sure my connection is clear. I know yesterday people said it was buffering, so I want to see if we're good. Good morning, Elisa. Good morning, Kimberly. Good morning, Tia. 1. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Good. Okay, awesome. I had to change my connection. So I wanted to make sure because some people were saying, hey, you're buffering. We don't want to buffer this morning. Good morning, Rico. Good morning, Ebony. Good morning, Melinda. Thank you guys. Okay, we're good. Good morning, Deborah. Thank you. Hi, Ebony. Listen, I woke up. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I woke up in an amazing mood this morning. Good morning, Brittany. Good morning, Sweet Essence. Y'all know it's like one of those things. So I'm a mom of 4. Most people don't realize it because I have a young looking face. So most people are like, what? Yes. I have been a mom longer, longer than I've not been a mom. Like that's wild to me, but it's the truth. Like I've been a mom longer than I've not been a mom. And I have 2 adult children, which is crazy to me as well. But for those who have kids, you have to know that it is a journey because it's a journey. Good morning, Debt Queen. And good morning, Smurfette. Good morning. So you said, am I not 30? Oh no, baby, I'm 43. 43. No, I'm not young. I wasn't a teen mom, but a young mom nonetheless. I had my first child at 20. And motherhood has been a journey. Although I love being a mom, it's something that I enjoy. It's something that I actually hope I get to enjoy again. One last time. I feel like I got one more in me, and then it's a wrap. I'm the idiot who has raised kids to adulthood and wants to start over. It's foolish, I know, but hey, nobody's taking care of my kids but me. So it is what it is. So I hope to do it one more time. And I have my reasons for that. A lot of people don't understand it. Good morning, Chef Don Don. But I love being a mom. And I feel like I wasn't necessarily always in a place where I could, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I want to do it one more time. I can't explain it. I've always had this desire for a while, for a while. But most of my friends think I'm crazy. They were like, no, you're home free. But for me, when you've been a mom, as long as I've been a mom, and being a mom hasn't stopped my journey. Oh, thank you for sharing, Chef. Um, being a mom hasn't hindered my journey. It hasn't stopped my dreams. It hasn't hindered my ability to travel or do all the things I love to do. And I think people only think that way when they feel like having children will prohibit them from doing what they want to do. And I haven't experienced that. I think some great, you said do what makes you happy. I plan on it. Any chance we can get you back on TV? I'll be back. I'll be back. Don't you guys worry. I'll be back. It's fine. And just somebody asked me this yesterday. Honestly, and you guys make sure you're tapping that like button for me when you come in. Hit the like, make sure you share the live. We're gonna have a great discussion this morning. It's Winter Wednesday, and today is the day where we talk all things outside of well, I can't say that because sometimes the conversation just goes there. But for the most part, this is a motivation Wednesday and an inspiring Wednesday and a winter wisdom Wednesday. And hopefully it starts your day off well. But someone asked me that yesterday. And let's be clear, when you're in media or you're in uh, reality TV, you're out there. You're out there whether you like it or not. You can't change it. And so for people that love to say, well, you're not on reality TV anymore, it doesn't matter. People know that I was on reality TV. And those in the industry obviously know that I was in reality TV. However, when you leave it, depending on what you want to do next, you have to make a conscious decision to almost rebrand yourself and reposition yourself, because I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I don't want to associate myself with the brand of reality TV that I came out of. I really don't. I can't change being a part of it, but as I move forward and I entertain new business opportunities and endeavors, there's a certain brand of reality TV that I personally don't want to be associated with, because it's counterproductive to what I'm trying to accomplish as a businesswoman. Does that make sense? So I consciously disconnected. Anyone in the DMV will tell you Winter went ghost. All of a sudden, she was at everything and then she was at nothing, right? And I did that intentionally because I wanted to truly define what I wanted to do next. I wanted to tap back into the things that launched my career in the first place, which was speaking, professional speaking, being being a curator of events, working on my own professional business, mentoring women, teaching women, traveling to do conferences and workshops and things of that nature. You cannot be associated with this brand of reality TV and think that that is not going to impact you professionally, especially when that's not what you want your legacy to be. And I think the misconception is that you can do this type of reality TV and it have no impact. That's not true. There are some rooms and arenas you're not going to be able to go into or enter because you're viewed a certain way by doing this particular brand of reality TV. So for me, it's like, hold up, wait a minute. Now that I have made a decision, I'm not going to do this type of reality TV anymore. Let me disconnect. Let me work on the things that are important to me, because the reality is that I've always ran a business in addition to being on reality TV. But reality TV takes up a lot of your time. And yes, I've always, got to support yourself and I got to make money. But when it comes to media, I just discovered it's not the type or brand of media I want to be associated with. So I had to take a step back to figure out what that is. That doesn't mean that people don't come to me and present stuff all the time. They do. I get asked all the time. Hey, dear Yvette. I get asked all the time. But I also turn a lot down because it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go back into a situation where I'm fighting and scraping and scratching, and it's just not what I want to do. I don't want to be in the midst of environments where people are expected to make digs, take reads, and there's no real, understanding behind closed doors. It's just not something I'm interested in. So now, my team and I are strategizing behind the scenes, but I have a lot of people that look out for me and put me on to opportunities. And then people just honestly see me and want me to be a part of stuff. But like I said, everything doesn't get a yes. There are things that I'm working on behind the scenes. Yes. You all will know when it's time for you to know. Other than that, I was telling someone this yesterday. My life is pretty steady right now. And I have prayed for this for a long time. A long time. If you guys follow me on Threads, I posted something about my son. And my oldest son just turned 21. My oldest son just turned 21. When I had him, I posted it. Oh, yeah, I posted it on YouTube. So if you go to my YouTube community page, you can read about it. But I was sharing, like, as your kids get older and they start to mature and kind of come into their own person, their dad and I were very intentional about not telling our kids who they were supposed to be, what they were supposed to be. We were very intentional about they got to find their own way. And I think so often when we put unrealistic expectations on our kids, there's a lot of unnecessary pressure and anxiety that comes with that if they don't fulfill your expectations for them. So we just didn't. We wanted them to be their own person. If you know Kayla, my oldest daughter, she is her own person. She is her own person. And my son, he is his own person, but he also has been very hard-headed. He reminds me of myself. My parents will tell you, I was the hard-headed child growing up. And to see him mature and come into his own as a young man is very rewarding for me as a parent. But I was sharing with a friend yesterday. She was like, how are you doing? Like, what's going on? I see you post stuff here and there, but, I haven't seen you. And I said, honestly, my life is good. Like, I can't complain. I've prayed for this level of peace and like contentment for a long time. And I think so often we spend so much time in our life trying to strive and achieve and get and gain that honestly, y'all, it really doesn't matter. It's stress, it's anxiety, it's turmoil, it's constantly always having to be on all the time. It's constantly having to almost people please in a sense, because if we really be honest, a lot of this stuff we're trying to accomplish and gain, thank you, Venus, thank you, Sean. A lot of this stuff we're trying to get and gain is so we can front and stunt in front of people. But what do you really want? What do you really want? Have you ever asked yourself that? Like, what do you really want? And I think for me, all I've really wanted is to have a life that I love, to have a life that I enjoy, to have a family that I can love and enjoy, to travel, to grow my business, to change and impact lives. And honestly, y'all, mind my Black owned business. I'm so serious. I've always wanted to be in a relationship that I enjoy. And I think the reality is that sometimes we don't realize we can have it all. It's just that having it all may not look like what everyone else thinks it looks like. And I think our definition of having it all has to change. Our definition of having it all really has to be something that's rooted deeply in us so that we can take ourselves out of the rat race of competition and competing with strangers online and just do us. And I think for the last 6 months since quitting the show, I've just done winter. I've disconnected, not because I'm mad at people or upset with people. I really have beef with no one. If somebody got beef with me, baby, that's between them and them. But I don't have beef with anyone. I have lived and let lived, moved on, made peace, and I'm good. I'm really good. For the first time in my life, I can say I'm good. Is everything perfect? No. And I actually told a friend of mine, for the first time in my life, I can honestly say everything is good. There is one thing I'm working on, but once that gets going, and I believe and I know that it will, I'm good. I'm so serious. I'm good. I'm really good. And I think that's a level of peace and contentment that everyone looks for, but you really can't get to it until you disconnect from trying to keep up and please people. Everyone's not going to share, not everyone's not going to understand your journey. Everyone is not going to understand what you're doing and how you're doing it. And I'm telling you, I confused the heck out of a lot of people because not only did I quit, I disconnected. And it wasn't personal. I say this to people. I was at a speaking engagement and I was saying sometimes to get the things you want in life, you got to do some things you've never done. And that may mean disconnecting. That may mean withdrawing for a season. That may mean taking a hiatus from people. That may mean cutting off some people. Baby, you ask my friends, I'm the queen. My cutoff game is real strong. But I tell people all the time, we take cutoff too personally. Cutting off doesn't mean a person is bad. It just means that they don't serve you where you're going. And sometimes it's not personal, it's purpose. And if I want to pursue what my purpose is, then I've got to remove being personal about everything and just say, hey, this is what I need to do to evolve. This is what I need to do to grow. This is what I need to do to be what's best for me. It's some friends that I had to let go. It's some company I don't keep anymore. It's some places I don't go anymore. It's some events I don't attend anymore. It's some invites that I decline, right? It's some things I don't listen to anymore. It's some conversations I don't engage in anymore. What some people are doing is none of my business. What people think about me is none of my business. I tell people that call me with different things, and I'm saying, hey, I don't care. It may sound harsh, but we keep up unnecessary turmoil when we entertain some conversations that really don't concern us. And I literally will say to some people, I don't care. Don't bring me that. Don't talk to me about that. It's none of my business. I don't care. Some of our energy is too drained engaging in things that have nothing to do with us. And I think for me, I just got tired. I think that's the other thing that was a reality for me, and which is why I quit this reality genre. Because honestly, y'all, when you're filming, between the time of when you're filming and then you have to relive it again, right? When it airs, y'all, it's too much stress. Hey, Trendon, it's too much stress. It's way too much stress. You are constantly in this bubble of stress until the show is done airing. So from the time you film the show to the time the show airs, it's all this stress. And it's like nobody has time to be stressed all the time. I have 2 autoimmune disorders. Stress is a trigger. And by the time this thing, all the stress and the turmoil tore my autoimmune disorders up. I have been in remission for years, y'all. I'm so serious. I have been in remission for years. And when I found myself not being in remission anymore, it's time to go. It's time to go. So I think a lot of us carry unnecessary energy from others because we're entertaining conversations that we shouldn't entertain. You're not being rude to tell someone, I don't mind talking with you, but can we not talk about that? Can we not discuss that? I don't mind you talking to me, but can you not bring that to me? I'm trying to protect my energy. I'm trying to protect my atmosphere. I tell women this all the time. Back in the day when I used to talk about relationships. But when I tell you that women are so powerful, especially in a relationship, because we are atmosphere setters. I think this is where you get the saying, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. You know why? Because women are atmosphere setters. Women control the energy in a room. Because of how we manage and mitigate our emotions, we can empower an atmosphere or we can disrupt it. So I tell women all the time, because we are the atmosphere setters in our homes, I don't care if you got a man or not. I don't care if you have a family or not. You may be a single mom, you may be single altogether, but you still set the atmosphere in your home. And the reality is, a lot of times as women, we entertain things that disrupt our atmosphere. And you wonder why you can't sleep, you have anxiety, you are anxious about everything, you're grumpy at work, you're tense. Sometimes it's because we allow for someone or something or conversation to disrupt and mess up our atmosphere. So I literally don't let people bring stuff to me, or I will disconnect the conversation altogether. I'll be very sure, don't bring that to me. We are atmosphere setters. We are atmosphere setters at work. I'm telling men, I love men because they're stabilizers. Men can be the most stable people, right? All hell could be breaking loose. It could be a storm outside and men will still be stable. Women are typically the up and downers. So I tell women, stop letting people disrupt your atmosphere. Quit letting people plant seeds that disrupt your peace. Some conversations are not worth entertaining. And I'm telling you, I have spent the last 6 months cutting off people that disrupt my atmosphere. You don't get the right. I work too hard on it. I work too hard to protect my peace. I work too hard to guard my energy. I work too hard to guard my environment. So you don't get the right to just bring stuff to me because you want to talk about this person or talk about something you heard or talk about that. You don't get the right. No. So when it comes to how we mitigate our day-to-day, be mindful about people who are sent just to disrupt your atmosphere. So then what happens a lot of times is that because we allowed for our atmosphere to be disrupted, now we start disrupting other people's atmosphere. A lot of times we're not even upset, right? We're not even upset. It's because we entertained something that upset us. Don't bring me something when I'm good. It's one thing if a person is needing to, disclose something because they need encouragement or they need support. That's different. Use your discernment. But sometimes people just want to talk and dump. They don't mean no sort of substance. They don't mean no sort of good. They just want to talk. Protect your atmosphere. And sometimes that means separating yourself for a season. That's all I've done. I don't regret it. There are people that I've lost because they don't understand what I'm doing. I changed my phone number. I'm not even kidding. I woke up one morning, y'all, and I changed my phone number. I didn't give no warning. I didn't give a heads up. I didn't send out an email. I didn't send out a mass text message. I woke up one morning and I simply changed my phone number. And little by little, I have made intentional decisions about who gets my new number. And there's a lot of people who didn't. And yes, people would message me on Instagram, right? People would message me on Instagram and be like, oh my gosh, I called you and I can't, did you change your number? I did. Is there something that you needed? What I'm not going to do is give you my number. It's not personal. It's purpose. There was a purpose in my changing my number. There was a reason why I abruptly changed my number. I'm not here to explain myself to people who are honestly an outsider to the life that I live. Too many of us live for other people. And to be honest, I quite frankly just got tired. If reality TV hasn't taught me anything else, it's taught me to be confident in who I am. It's taught me to be intentional about who I was created to be. And it's also taught me to be unapologetic about all those things. I'm not here to explain myself anymore. If you don't understand me, continue to be confused. Whoever is for me is for me. Whoever is not, it's not my duty to try to convince them. A lot of us spend too much time trying to convince people to like us, trying to convince people to see us. What YouTube has taught me is that there is a community just for you. There is a tribe just for you. There are people that are drawn to you. There are people that are drawn to the sun and the light that you put out. I can actually call some people out that actually their light through the community that I have on YouTube actually resonates with me. When I go to Trendon's page, Trendon has a nice, calm aura. I love that about her. Because of that, I honestly am drawn to watch her content. I like watching Sean. Sean is very, very even. He's chill, but there's a wisdom that he has. Literally. I love Linda. I see her comments. She's very steady. I can tell she's a more mature woman, but you need those people. I purposely go watch Chef Don Don when I need a good key. He reminds me of my cousins growing up from the country. Your light is necessary, but your light is diluted when you try to tame your light to please others. Can I just encourage you today to own your light, whatever that may be, and not try to water that light down to try to get likes and people to try to understand and see you? And it's actually pointless and it's counterproductive. It doesn't yield the results that we think it does all the time. Don't water yourself down. That's actually something I wrote down in my journal. I write a lot. Y'all, I'll actually show you guys. I keep a lot of notebooks because I write all the time. And I'm just picking people I see in the chat. But I literally keep this journal, and I'll show you guys. Like this is my journal. I write down things that I believing for. I write down kind of my prayer list. I write down things I want to accomplish. But one of the things that I constantly remind myself of, good morning, Indigo Girl. Hey, how I see it. One of the things that I write down and I encourage myself in often is that I'm going to learn to be courageous in the light that I give. Can someone needs to write that down today. I'm going to learn to be courageous in the light that I give. And I think so often we are scared to illuminate our light. Y'all, I literally used to call myself the underdog. And I think for me, this is why I started teaching and mentoring and coaching women. I'm going to be honest, because I literally could see myself in so many women. And I think in this social media age where people are always trying to be that girl or that guy, and they're trying to be the it girl, it's easy to feel misunderstood. And it's easy to feel looked over and like people don't notice you. And there's a lot of talented people that just don't have the clout that some of these it people have, right? I used to consider myself an underdog. I felt like I was always good, but overlooked. It was almost like running for a pageant, but constantly always getting first runner up, but never winning. And the underdog is often like that. It's not that you're not talented. It's not that you're not capable. It's not that you're not able, right? But somehow it just seems like you're always not the choice. And I think it's easy to compare ourselves to people that may be viewed as the it girl. Hey, Vanessa. But a lot of times, y'all, that's just an illusion. The greatest lesson I learned in reality TV, right, was seeing people that I had looked up to, I thought was so much greater and higher than me, only to learn that it was all an illusion. These people were not as big and great, and it was interesting. A lot of times y'all are looking at people and you're envying people and you're striving to be like people, and it's all an illusion. These people are not who you think they are. They don't have the things you think they have. It's all an illusion. And the crazy part is that a lot of people that I looked up to and I thought were so much higher and greater than me, I actually ended up surpassing. And I'm sharing this with a lot of you who may feel inferior, but you're not inferior. Your sight is just focused on the wrong thing. You're looking at people that at some point you actually will be leading. You're looking up to people that you'll honestly be an inspiration to. That was the craziest thing to me. It's a lot of the people I thought were so much higher, I literally ended up surpassing. And I was like, but I thought you was. And I'm not saying that to talk down about those people, because they all have their own journey. But I'm saying that to encourage you to get your eyes off other people and keep your eyes on your journey. We only have our race to run. And oftentimes we can't even run our race well because we're too busy looking at other people's races. Too many of us are spectators and we're not participators in our own life. I used to tell myself that when I was dating. I would tell you, hey, good morning, Miss Pat. Good morning, Miss Toot. Let me tell you, I'm gonna keep it a buck. The greatest revelation I've learned about myself when I was dating, and a lot of Christian women are guilty of this, and everybody's not Christian. If you're not Christian, this is not to exclude you, but I'm saying this because a lot of Christian women are conditioned to be chosen, right? We're conditioned to be chosen. We're waiting on somebody to choose us. And so what it did was condition me as a woman to not be a participant in my dating process. What do I mean by that? I was literally going about in my dating process waiting to be chose, meaning I never enacted my discernment for real because I was just happy that somebody chose me. I was just happy that someone selected me. And the issue with not participating in my own journey is that a lot of times I was choosing people I didn't want to be chose by, simply because I was happy to be chose. But once I got to know those people, I was like, I don't really like this person. Well, Winter, why did you give them a chance? Because they chose me. If I can encourage women in anything else when you're dating, you need to be an active participant in your dating process. It's a beautiful thing when a man chooses you, but do you choose that man? Do you choose him? Do you want him? I'm so serious. And so I want to relate that to our everyday life. Are you an active participant in your life? Are you an active participant in your journey? Do you choose the life that you're living? Do you choose the journey that you're on? And that's what I mean by being an active participant. So many of us are invested in everyone else. We're a great encourager. We're a great friend. We're a great mother. We're a great coworker. We're a great employee. We're so worried and concerned about making sure everyone has everything else around them. But are you an active participant in your own life? When is the last time you saw about you? That's a real question. Do you know what helped me eliminate people out my life in the last 6 months? Is I got tired of seeing about people who didn't see about me. I was always the person texting. I was always the person checking. I was always the person calling. I was always the person inviting people out. But there were times in the last 6 months that I was drowning, and there was those same people who didn't call and check on me. They didn't see about me. In fact, when I quit, some of the people I thought was friends quit me because the spotlight was gone. Oh, well, she quit reality TV. It was very telling. In the last 6 months, I learned who my friends were. In the last 6 months, I learned who really cared about Winter. In the last 6 months, I really learned who was concerned about my life, me. Not what I could do, not what I could bring, not the access I could give, not the people I could introduce them to, not the rooms I could invite them to. but me. That's what I learned. And you know what? It made it easy. Don't even worry about it. Some of us have so many people that are energy drainers because they're hanger-oners. I'm going to tell you, a lot of the people around you will tell you how great you are. And I don't mean just saying, oh, you're a great person. I mean, people around you will often indicate the greatness on the inside of you, but we don't even recognize our own greatness. And we allow people around us that drain us, that take from us, that pull from us, that deplete us. And they're around us because they see you about to be that girl. They see you about to be that guy. They know that eventually you're going to be here, there, and everywhere. And a lot of times, those people come in while you don't see yourself because you don't have the discernment when you're low to discern the people who actually is meant to be with you when you're high. You don't find people that's meant to ride with you really when you're high. You determine those people when you are low. I'm preaching better than y'all. Amen. I'm telling you what I know. Baby, you don't find your real friends when you're high. You find your real friends when you're low. And if I ain't learned nothing, I promise you, if I ain't learned nothing else in the last 6 months, baby, I learned who my real friends were. Everybody want to be with you when you're high. Everybody want to be with you when you're on top. Everybody want to be with you when it seems like you're that girl. Everybody want to be with you when you got a lot of money. But who wants to come lay with you when you low? Who wants to be with you when you hit rock bottom? Who wants to be with you when the spotlight is gone? When it seems like the spotlight is gone? And I'm gonna get to that in a minute. We gonna round this thing out real good. Because a lot of times the spotlight disappearing is temporary. Who wants to be with you when you ain't feeling like your best self? Who wants to be around you when things ain't popping like they used to pop? Right? When the engagements ain't coming in like they used to come in, when the money ain't financing like it used to finance. It's easy to find people when you're up. But who is with you when you're down? Y'all, I have a friend, I gotta shout her out. Coach Tressa, right? Coach Tressa, I met Coach Tressa years ago. Okay? I met Coach Tressa years ago, and we had lost contact. She had invited me as a guest speaker for one of her events, and we, kept in touch for a little while, but then we disconnected. I ran into Tressa a couple years ago. I ran into Tressa a couple years ago at another event. And we said, we got to get back in contact. We got to connect. And we went to this event on a Saturday. The next Sunday, her fiance passed away. Literally, day after I saw her. So I went to get my hair done, and she has started going to see the same hairdresser I had. Shout out to Corey. So we had an appointment on the same day. I didn't know she was going to come in there. So Corey was doing my hair, and she walks in and she says, "Hey, Winter, this is literally like a few days, it hadn't been long after she had lost her fiance." So she comes in the hair shop, and she says, "Hey, Winter, I didn't know you was going to be here." And I said, "It's good to see you." I said, "We got to catch up." She said, "Yeah, we got to catch up." She said, "But, I just need some time She said, I've been going through a lot recently. And I said, well, what's going on? Y'all, I kid you not, she just broke down crying. So she started sharing with me that she had just lost her fiance, literally lost him. And she shares her story. He essentially dropped dead in front of her, had a massive heart attack. And they had been together for almost 10 years, a long time. From that point forward, we reconnected and I would just check on her, right? I would just check on her. Fast forward, she's an amazing coach. And I ended up quitting reality TV. I kid you not. Tressa started calling me every week. She would call me. She said, I'm just checking on you. I'm just checking on you. I'm just checking on you. When I tell you that's my girl, it don't even have to be people that you've known for a long time. But these are the type of people that I'm talking about. Are they willing to be with you when you're low? Are they willing to see you when you need them most? Not the people that just want to call because they want to be connected because they see you doing great things. I love that I didn't have to tell her that I needed her, that by the time that I got to know her, she learned me well enough. She said, I just want to call and check on you. Is everything good? I remember when you were there for me, so I just want to make sure I'm there for you. I had people that had known me more consistently longer not do what she did for me. It made it very easy to be like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. I say all that to say, who's in your corner for real? Because a lot of times we're loyal to people that aren't loyal to us. We care about people who aren't concerned about us. And I'm not saying this so that you hold grudges, because I hold no grudge against anyone, baby. It just let me know that I'm carrying a lot of dead weight. And a lot of times we're heavy because we're carrying a lot of people we shouldn't be carrying. We have loads that need to be lifted. Some of y'all could lose 150 pounds if you let go of a person. Who do you need to let go? Who have you been carrying that's more of a burden? And I believe there's a time and a place to carry each other's burdens, but that should be reciprocal, y'all. Some of us are drained because we are carrying people we're not meant to carry. Good morning, Daphne. You're carrying the burdens of people that you need to be cutting off. What are we doing? What are we doing? I had to look at myself. I said, girl, you better set yourself free. Baby, my skin started clearing up. My bags under my eyes got better. I started resting more. I started feeling lighter. I started to get more clarity about what I needed to do next. I had more peace. I had more joy. And Tiffany, thank you for saying that, because this is not just for women. This is for men. Men are actually some of the most loyal creatures out there. This is what I tell women. Quit saying that all men are dogs. All men are not dogs. Men are actually some of the most loyal creatures alive. They actually are. What you need to judge is whether or not he's loyal to you. Baby, if he wanted to, he would. And a lot of times we waste a lot of unnecessary energy with men because we keep trying to manufacture their loyalty to us. When it's actually quite simple. If he wanted to be loyal, he would. And if he doesn't want to, he's not for you. It's really not hard. But I watch men be loyal to men that aren't their friends. I tell my guy friends, if I peep men that are beneath their loyalty, I'll tell them. I'll be like, he's not your friend for real. He not your friend for real. That's not your friend. That's not your friend. A lot of men have low self-esteem. I see it all the time. A lot of men have low self-esteem. Ton of them. And they surround themselves with men they look up to, but men that aren't loyal to them. And I tell men all the time, you are the sum total of your friendships a lot of times. Who are you connected to? Who are you connected to? All these people aren't your friends. Everyone that calls you bro and sis is not your bro and sis. Baby, don't get me started in church. Chef Don Don, I've heard that. I've heard that. No sooner than you turn your back, they're talking about you. No sooner than you turn your back, they're trying to upstage you. No sooner than you turn your back, they trying to holler at your girl. And men, because they a lot of times are bound by their loyalty, they suffer in silence when they get hurt by their friends. I've counseled many men that harbor friendship hurt because they were loyal to a man that wasn't loyal to them. And then I have to help them see that he didn't deserve your loyalty in the first place. You were loyal to a leech. You were loyal to a snake. You were loyal to someone who actually envied you and only had you around because your presence gave their snakish ways credibility. Let me tell you what, there's such a thing as relational equity. Relational equity is a real thing. Some of y'all need to guard the credibility that you give snakes. I'm going to say it again. Some of y'all need to learn to guard the credibility that you give snakes. Presence, proximity. The proximity to your presence gives some snakes credibility. Some people are around because they know the reputation you carry is good. So they need to have you around because when they go to be snakish, people will believe them because of your presence in their life. It's true. Some of you have such good credibility. Some of your spirits are so good that people will actually just want to be around because the proximity to you gives them credibility. I'm telling you what I know. Do you know that was the most sobering thing I realized? Because I spent a lot of time in therapy and doing a lot of soul searching myself after my second divorce. And I was just like, girl, outside of just being like, why the heck did you get this man a chance? Girl, you didn't like that man, right? That was winter's work, right? That was Winter's work. I had to work that out. But one of the most sobering realizations, because I didn't understand, I was like, why did he pick me? Like, why did he choose me? I don't understand. And baby, by the time my therapist got done reading me down, because she had counseled him too, so she had a lot of information. She said, Winter, his attachment to you gave his scamming credibility. You opened up a whole new audience for him to scam. Your credibility eased the anxiety that other people may have naturally had about him. Because quite naturally, people thought, well, if Winter says he's good, he must be good. If Winter trusts him, then it's okay that I trust him. If Winter interacts with him, then it must be okay for me to interact with him. There are people who will attach themselves to you because your presence gives them credibility. So you have to learn to guard your presence. It's true. People will legitimately monopolize your presence for their benefit. You ever heard people that name drop? I don't ever trust the name dropper. I don't trust name droppers. Oh, I know this person and I know that person and me and this person are good. And oh yeah, I used to work with that person. I don't trust name droppers. Because if you're good, your goodness can stand on its own. I don't need to name drop to be relevant. I tell people all the time, if people had access to my contact list, they would probably be shocked at the names I have in it. But I don't have to name drop to make myself relevant. I don't trust name droppers. All that's telling me is that you don't have the credibility to stand on your own. You're not confident in what you bring to the table enough, so you got a name drop so that I believe you. So guard your presence. Guard your presence. Everyone doesn't deserve attachment to you. Everyone doesn't deserve to be connected to you. Everyone doesn't deserve access to you. I know sometimes we say that and we talk about that because people want to seem self-important. I've heard people say everybody can't have access to me because they're stuck up. A lot of people say that because they full of themselves. Everybody can't have access to me. Baby, I don't want access to you. But let me tell you, I'm going to say this with my chest. Everyone does not deserve access to your goodness. Everyone does not deserve access to your light. Everyone does not deserve access to the energy that your presence brings to an atmosphere. That's the God honest truth. And a lot of people that should feel that way don't, because you don't view yourself high enough. We talk about elevating our consciousness, but honestly, you need to elevate the consciousness of yourself. We talk about elevating consciousness of everything else around us, but we don't elevate consciousness of ourselves enough to guard it and protect it. Some of y'all are trying to gain favor with people who can't get you nowhere. That's another thing reality TV taught me. We're trying to gain access and give respect to people who can't gain us nothing. When honestly, if you would learn to be authentic and true to you, God will begin to open up doors. I've had more doors open away from reality TV than the doors I had open when I was on it. Because I started being authentic to me. I started being true to me. I started just being Winter. My platforms have grown more in the last 6 months than the 3 years I was on reality TV. Why? Because I started being me. I started being true to Winter. You know what? Sometimes I am deep. You know what? Sometimes I am funny. You know what? Sometimes I do like to be silly. Sometimes I do like to be a little spicy. Sometimes I do like to talk a little mess. It's me. It's how God made me, and whoever is for me is for me, but whoever ain't, baby, keep stepping. It ain't for me to change that. It may not be for you, and that's fine. You got to learn to bless some people out the door. I say that all the time. Some of y'all are trying to hold people hostage that ain't meant to be held. You got to learn to bless some people out the door. But you got to learn to be authentic to yourself. Not charged you. I'm just saying. Be true to you. Some of y'all have access to all the doors. Oh my gosh, I have to share this. Okay, I'm glad I remembered it. This is so appropriate. I was talking to my boyfriend, and I'm going to be honest. We're both jokesters. We're silly. That's just what it is. He's as silly as I am, if not sillier sometimes. But I was actually going through something difficult. I really was. And I really wasn't feeling my best. I wasn't feeling my most confident self. I wasn't. And he actually gave me a hug. And he said, Winter, everything that a tree is meant to be starts in an acorn. He said, everything that you're meant to be is already inside of you. You don't have to go outside of yourself to be what you're meant to be. Everything you see, every tree, every branch, every leaf, the stems, the trunk, the majesty, the greatness, the height, the depth, everything you see in that tree, especially an oak tree, starts in an acorn. And it blew my mind because I had never looked at an acorn like that. I say that to say everything you need is not in what a person can do for you. It's not in a person discovering you. It's not in someone doing you a favor. It's not in a group of people accepting you. It's not in someone giving you a promotion. It's not in someone giving you an opportunity. Every single thing that is necessary for you to be what you're meant to be. That means the dreams. That means the businesses. That means the career. That means the family. the love, the joy, the peace, it's already there. There is nothing that God has placed on the inside of us that we're meant to achieve that He hasn't equipped us with the tools to achieve it. It doesn't work that way. He doesn't leave it out. It's not missing. We're not void of it. It's there. But you actually got to use it. And you got to see it to use it. You got to acknowledge it to use it. Every single thing. If there's a dream that you've dreamed, you have the ability to achieve that dream. You have the wisdom. You have the intelligence. You have the talent. You have the skill. You have the gift. My mentor challenged me. Actually, both of them. I had two, baby. When they get in my butt, I'll be like, woof. Okay, I hear you. It's tight, but it's right? Both of my mentors got on me a couple of months ago, and they said, Winter, why did you stop teaching? Why did you stop coaching and mentoring other women? Like, what was the reason? And I really had to think about it. But some things actually serve as a distraction from us doing what we're actually meant to do. And I had to own that I just got distracted with other things. And my mentor was like, girl, I don't know why you would stop doing what you was actually good at. It makes no sense. And a lot of your anxiety is because you're searching for something you're not doing. And if you would do it, you would stop searching for it. Just do it. And when I tell you going back to helping women has been the most rewarding thing, I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I stop doing it? Don't make no sense. And a lot of times we stop doing it because we grow weary and well doing. We're not seeing the turnaround that we want to see. We're not seeing the fruit that we want to see. But sometimes it just takes time. That doesn't mean you need to stop doing it. I don't know who I'm talking to this morning, but listen, if you're doing something that you feel like is just not yielding any fruit, that doesn't mean you should stop doing it. Sometimes it's just not time yet. And sometimes it takes time to develop. All fruit doesn't happen and materialize and grow overnight. It takes time. That doesn't mean that you're wrong. It doesn't mean that you're not doing the right thing. It doesn't mean you need to look outside of yourself. It doesn't. Too many times we're looking for other people to give us opportunities that we can honestly create for ourselves. Too many times we're looking for people to open up a door for us when honestly, honey, you sitting on your own key. I'm telling you what I know. You sitting on your own key. You know what I love about Kev on Stage and Tabitha Brown? And Real Talk Kim, I'm just naming a few. They open their own doors by being themselves. They gave themselves their own opportunities by being their own creative beings. Sometimes you sitting on your own key. We're sitting around waiting on people to open up a door for us and give us an opportunity and give us you sitting on your own key. Open your own door. Give yourself a platform. We're waiting on people, I love this, to give us a seat at the table. Baby, make your own table. Stop waiting on people to give you a seat. I used to actually, this was an affirmation. I am the table that makes tables make tables. I'm going to say it again. It sounds like a tongue twister. I am the table that makes tables make tables. We are so caught up in creating a seat that we don't realize we can actually help other people make their own table. I'm not interested in helping my clients make a seat. I'm not trying to give them a seat at my table. Professionally, when I do leadership development, one of the things that I train leaders to do is to cultivate and grow other leaders. I actually do not identify you as a leader if all you have is followers. You're a dictator. You are a statue. You are a monument who wants to be admired. A real leader is a leader who is capable of grooming and cultivating and growing other leaders. Otherwise, you are simply a manager of people. Real leaders grow and make real leaders. And so I don't cultivate and help my clients grow and mentor my mentees to give them a seat at my table. No, boo-boo, you need to make your own table. I'm going to help you learn how to make your own table. Now, if you're interested in just being a dictator, then I'm not the person for you. If you're just interested in growing followers, then no, don't work with me. But if you're interested in creating your own table, then let's go. Let's work. Let's do it. I don't like dictators, actually. Because dictators are actually insecure people who didn't get enough praise and affection growing up. And you need to go lay on somebody's couch. See, if we're telling the truth, a lot of people just want followers. A lot of people just want followers. They don't want competitors. See, if I believe what God has for me is for me and nobody can take from that, then I don't mind making other tables. Because what God has for you is for you. What God has for me is for me, baby. Your table is not a threat to my table. Your shine is not a threat to my shine. Your light is not going to dim my light. But the reality is that people only want to create followers because if I make you a table like me, your table may be bigger than mine. See, a lot of times people would rather keep you low because they see that you have the possibility of outshining them. A lot of people would rather you be a follower because they know that you're capable of leading. But if I can convince you that you're a follower, then I don't have to worry about you being my competition. If I don't disrupt anything in your mindset this morning, I pray that I disrupt your ability to see yourself or how you see yourself. I hope that you see yourself as the leader that you are. I hope that you acknowledge your light. I hope that you protect your peace. I hope that you acknowledge your greatness. I hope that you acknowledge that your greatness and the proximity to your greatness is a privilege. That's what I hope I do. Now, I done talked all of my time. I gave myself an hour and I done went over an hour and 14 minutes. I'm going to do a slow pitch and then I'm going to let y'all go because I really got to go. I got to go. Listen, if you desire to tap into yourself, tap into what you want to do, scan the QR code. Sign up for your session. You can choose to work with me for one time or for 12 weeks. I ain't here to beg. If you know this is for you, scan the code. I'm going to leave it up here for 1 minute. Anybody got a clock? So at 1 minute, 16, 30 seconds, I'm going to turn it off. But I really hope that something I said was encouraging to you today. Save this live. You may need to come back and listen to it again. You said it's okay to beg a little. I'm not going to beg. I know, Venus. People beg on these streets. I ain't begging. The way I see it is, you know if you need to make a difference and a change in your life. You know if you need assistance and help to do that. When people get desperate enough, they'll move. When people actually are hungry enough, they'll eat. It's really that simple. All right. QR code is coming down. I said I wasn't going to leave it up. It wasn't going to be before you long. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed Wednesday, a Winter Wisdom Wednesday. I did leave the link to schedule your strategy session in the description of this live. If you are on YouTube or Facebook, it's in the description. Sign up, schedule your session with me. It's already like synced up, so you can book it, then schedule it, and we can get to work. Other than that, I love you guys. Have a great and glorious day, and I will see you soon. Oh, make sure you like, share, and subscribe this video. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video, like it.